Greetings! For today's episode, we are going to talk about virtual prose teaching. So, the prose that we will be tackling about today is The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. This is one of his famous short stories. It follows an unnamed, untrustworthy narrator who maintains his sanity after murdering an elderly man with a vulture eye. The murder is meticulously planned, and the body is concealed by cutting it into pieces and hiding it beneath the floorboards. So, the style that Edgar Allan Poe used in this prose was economic and pointed language, and thus it contributed to the narrative content. And this combination of form and content may truly exemplify paranoia of the persona. So, as was mentioned, the persona was really hysterical, and due to the beating heart of the old man, the building of excitement can be really felt from the persona. So that is it. So if you're going to delve more deeper in it, so you will really grasp the whole purpose of Edgar Allan Poe when he was writing the prose. So, how would I teach the prose, the telltale heart, in my class? So, I will be applying the different levels of reading: the literary level, inferential level, and critical level. So, in the literal level, it talks about the most basic aspect of reading. It covers both word recognition in a page and word association. And in the inferential level, or also known as reading between the lines, is all about understanding the meaning that isn't obvious in the definitions of individual words. So, in the evaluative or critical level, the students are going to ask themselves what the entire text means, beyond what is there and what they can infer. We want them to understand its message and relate it to their own experiences and opinions, as well as those of others or their classmates. So we have mentioned about how experiences can influence how the students infer. But in this case, they should be critical to the overall understanding of a text and its characters. So how do we apply the literal, inferential, and evaluative or critical level? It is through the 3 R's method, or read, recite, and review, or in other terms, reading, reciting, and reviewing. So we are going to make our students read, recite, and review, because the students are the active analysts of the subject matter, and they are also the thinking laboratory. So the way we handle the class is student-centered, so it is more on the student themselves. So we are just facilitators of learning. So then, after we have made them read, recite, and review, so we are going to assess them through oral reading. So this will enable students to be adept at reading in public with observance of proper pauses, intonation, and diction. So in oral reading also, they are going to have to be timed. So we are going to have rubrics for accuracy in our assessment. So we can also let them do blogging or journaling. It can be in the form of a reflection or making inferences from the text that they have read or to the ones they have experienced in life, and use critical thinking. So in this same manner, it will also develop their writing skills, which is a part of the macro skills. Overall, it is important that we follow a step-by-step process in teaching prose, so that the students won't also be lost when we are going to implement our learning development plan. So since our learning development plan is devised to be student centered, then what we aim to develop here is the students' intrinsic motivation to learn by making them read, recite, and review, it will create an interaction between the text and the student themselves. So that will be all for today's episode, and thank you. See you next time.